Today, I decided to try something different and do a top 5 countdown of my favorite TV shows. For this show to be on my list, it doesn't necessarily have to be like the best show ever, or really necessarily a good show, but the show must have had like some impact on me as a person, because my favorite shows are the shows that stick with me and kind of help to forge who I am today and like what I want to be and all that nonsense. So without further ado, let's get this started. My number 5 favorite show is
Somebody said it could be here. We could be roped up, tied up, dead in a year. I can't count the reasons I should stay. One by one, they all just fade away.
Community is a great show. It has a little bit of everything. It's really funny. Chevy Chase is in it for starters, and he's the fact that he's in a sitcom kind of blows me away. The show is funny and it's heartwarming, and it just manages to tell great stories. The show would be hard for my list, but it doesn't have the track record that my other shows have. It's only been around for a season and a half, so I gotta give Community a bit more time before I can put it up higher on my list. Number 4 on my list is back in one of the best years of Fox, when they had a bunch of really great shows on that all got canceled. Futurama was one of them. One of the best things about Futurama is the cast of characters. You got like the lovable Zoidberg, Bender, Fry, the Professor. There's just a bunch of really great characters in Futurama, and that's why I love it so much. Futurama is funny. It also can be quite heartwarming, and it has the capacity to tell great stories because it's set in the future and it can do whatever it wants. My 3rd favorite show is
Life begins after school. That's when we bend all the rules. Time to hang with all my friends. We like to be together in a place where we belong. I'm 16.
Now, don't get me wrong, 16 is not that great a show. Like, it definitely has its moments. But the best part about 16 for me was it started when I was in grade 7. So it started when I was about like 13. And it ended 6 years later as I graduated from grade 12. So 16, a show about teenagers, was on the entire span that I was a teenager. And I followed it every bit of the way because like I watched it at a young age when it was very funny for me. And I grew to care about the characters, so I kept watching it. And it was funny to the end, and it was a great way to end the show. Like, the message at the end of the show was the teenager years are over. Granted, I still have like a year and a half left, but the way I saw it, because my junior high and high school years were over, my dumb teenager years that were displayed in the show were over as well. So 16 was funny, it was heartwarming, and it just made a perfect nice little impact on my life because it spanned the perfect amount of time. If you haven't noticed, there's a trend here for funny and heartwarming. That's why I've picking most of my shows. My number 2 favorite show is
Out the door just in time. Head down the 405. Gotta meet the new boss by 8 a.m. The phone rings in the car.
Scrubs is just an absolutely awesome show. It's really funny, really dramatic sometimes. Like it earns its dramaticness because it's in a hospital. In a hospital, you can play around with some really good concepts. I'm not gonna lie, I want my 25 to like 35 years to be just like the show Scrubs. That's kind of why it's number 2 on this list. Plus, the first time I watched it, I started the first season and decided to watch from there, and I got so hooked. Watching Scrubs was about the only thing I did for 5 weeks of my life. It conquered me. Alright, number 1 on my list. You guys ready for this? It's gonna blow you away. It's gonna blow you away! Digimon, Digital Monsters. Hell yes. Now, okay, in retrospect, the voice acting was annoying, and it wasn't that great a show. But, Digimon, when you do rewatch it, one of the things you notice when you watch Digimon is the English script that it wrote, because no, this is in Japan. The English script is actually almost a spoof on the show itself. Because they decided not to edit any of the content like they did for Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. They decided to keep the raw show, and when they could, they would make jokes. You'll only notice this when you're older, because like you wonder like, why the hell are they saying that? And me, as like, a bit of a writer, I've picked up on these jokes, and they're actually really funny. So, if you ever get a chance, you can go back and rewatch it, and you'll laugh. Why it's number 1 on this list? It's number 1 because, for me as a writer and like inspiration, imagination-wise, Digimon has definitely had the greatest impact on me. Digimon was all about like overcoming ridiculous odds at the last second. It was the first show I could think of where some of the bad guys actually kind of had me scared, and I had no idea how they were going to beat them. Naturally, a pattern kind of arose where someone would just Digimon at the last second to move forward and beat him. But still, as a kid, I can never see that coming. The fact remains, as a kid, this is the fact that no matter what, there was always some beacon of hope that would arise and manage to defeat evil was what was so important for me. And the fact that it actually had villains that we could be afraid of and like actually be concerned about, it speaks levels for the show. Digimon's number 1 because for me as a writer, it has been one of the biggest influences. And considering writing is what I want to do with my life, I think I owe a lot to Digimon. So that's my top 5 list for favorite TV shows. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, Broham the Wise / Jeff out. Sorry, forgot. One more thing. Okay. In a couple of days, a new Kingdom Hearts game comes out. As you'll find out about me, I'm absolutely obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. So, you might not see me for a couple of weeks. I'm just giving you fair warning. Okay. For reals now. Broham the Wise / Jeff out.